introduce the players. And for Canada, at number 1, it will be Robert Stenzel on 3 goals. At number 2, with the black helmet, will be Brandon Phillips. And at number 3 for Canada, Todd Offen. Canadians hoping he scores often. Here we go now. Number 1 for New Zealand, Christopher Brooks, or Kit Brooks as he's known. Number 2, Tom Hunt. Watch out for him today. Had a great game in the opening round. And at number 3, the captain, 6 goals, Sam Hopkinson. Crowd there with their cameras, taking it all in, and Canada with plenty of work to do here. It's a minor handicap difference, but they're playing off the stick, so there will be no, it's not a handicap event, so there'll be no goals added to the total for the Canadians, even though they're going in on a lesser handicap. Marcelo Abbiati was a late withdrawal from the Canadian team. We're waiting to hear why or what has happened down there. But great for Robert Stenzel. He's been sitting here in training with the team for quite some time, just hoping to get a run, and he's done so today. So the ball's now come in, and look at that. Stenzel's got it first, jab off the rank, and the ball's come in. It's got a lovely little approach shot out towards the goal, and it's gone wide to the left. Well, wouldn't have that been a fairy tale start for Stenzel and the Canadians if that had gone through, but it wasn't to be. And it'll be now New Zealand, Sam Hopkinson. Look at this, straight out of the line out, one hit, bang. And unfortunate, it wasn't to be, but here he goes. Kit Brooks now trying to take this ball forward. Doesn't quite get it. Tom Hunt now for New Zealand hits a lovely back shot through to his captain, and it is Sam Hopkinson, the number 3, just trying to control that ball in towards the goal mouth. Will it go? And it's wide as well to the right. So plenty of opportunities on this field. The field playing very true. And it'll be Offen for Canada. Bring the ball in now for the first time off the back line for them. Trying to get that ball up over the advantage line of halfway, and there he goes, straight to now the man in the middle, Brandon Phillips, the number 2. Now Stenzel leaves it behind. Offen tries to get, he'll clean it up here as he turns up the line, brings it straight through. Offen still got the line, looks like he should be able to convert this quite easily, and Canada put the first goal on the board. 1-0. The Canadians, the underdogs. But look here, Offen gets that line. Hopkinson had no play there really, and then Offen just slides that one through for a lovely goal for Canada. Now, Tom Hunt changing mallets over at the sideline as Sam Hopkinson just draws the man, just trying to wait till he can get Tom Hunt back out onto the centre of the field with the new mallet. Now, there goes Hunt out to the left. That's who Hopkinson was looking for. Now, Kit Brooks keeps that line, keeps the line, looks around. He didn't keep the line, he left it for Offen. He knew he couldn't go in there, so he's left it. Offen's hit it, looking for a deflection off the boards. First one back, there's Phillips. Brandon Phillips had a great game the other day. Was very unlucky not to get the win. Now, Brandon Phillips, lovely little approach up, but unfortunately hits the leg of the pony in front. And now it's going to be Kit Brooks for New Zealand on the attack. Kit Brooks now, lovely shot. Still got to get past the number 3 for Canada, Offen. Todd Offen now backing it out towards the boards, away shot. The New Zealanders read it, but the Canadians didn't, and they all went one way, and it's now Sam Hopkinson, the 6th goaler from New Zealand, with the ball. looking for a big hit there, but deciding not to go with it because he would have hit that into the pony. He's left it behind for his number 2, Tom Hunt, who then hits it very sweetly, looks pretty good, and the flag is up, and it's goal time for New Zealand. They come back. It's 1 apiece now with 2 minutes 48 left on the clock of the first chukker here of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014, and this is round 2 of the prelims. And you can see here Tom Hunt just hits that sweetly straight through the pegs. Great goal for New Zealand. They're still in it, and now it might be New Zealand on the attack again. Tom Hunt again, like I said, had a great game the game before, and he's playing just the same today. Look at that near side. Will it go? That's him again. Tom Hunt, in the space of a minute, has scored 2 goals for New Zealand to put them now in front. 2 goals to 1. Canada struggling to get out of their half. The skill and the deft touch there of Tom Hunt to just slip that one through, and great goal for Tom Hunt. And now he's in the thick of it again on the man, but it's going to be Hopkinson waiting for Kit Brooks to back it to him. Kit Brooks hits it cleanly, but it goes into the pony. Now it's been left there by Stenzel of Canada. Great little back shot there by Hunt, looking for Hopkinson. Gets it over the board, so there'll be a throw-in over on the far side. So it is inside the Canadians' attacking zone, so they can score from here if they get a good bounce out of this line-out. Stenzel hard on the man with Kit Brooks, but the ball has popped out now with Todd Offen. No. Brooks has come out with the ball. Kit Brooks for New Zealand now, just checking. He knows Sam Hopkinson's got his man covered there, so he knows he's got a little bit of time, but he just gets a very unfortunate bounce, and the whistle has gone. Pretty hard call there. The umpire's having a look. And I think when you look back at this slow-mo, see Kit Brooks created that line, and now Brandon Phillips has come through the line there for Canada, and he's saying he couldn't hit at that ball, and the umpires have tend to agree with him, so it'll be a penalty to Canada. And we'll be very curious to make sure that this ball goes the full 20 metres, so that they don't get the throw-in going against them. Here we go. So they're still inside their half, the Canadians, with a penalty on the spot. He hits that more than 20 metres, that's for sure. He hits that about 50 metres. And it's gone out over the boards again. So we're going to have the crowd very excited to see the orange ball. Umpire Scott Ticini calling for that, throws it in quickly, gets a lucky bounce for the Canadians, backs it through the traffic, and here this could be goal time now for Todd Offen, knowing he's got a little bit of time. Oh, and he shanked it out to the right. Oh, no. Canada had an absolute sitter, and he has, for want of a better word, made a meal of it. So, whistle's gone. And the umpire's saying, while we were just watching that replay, that the Canadians have fouled the New Zealanders, and New Zealand will get, with 20 seconds left on the clock, the New Zealanders will get a penalty from halfway. So there is still time, funnily enough. No. The New Zealanders were just being hopeful that it was going to go to halfway. The two umpires have had the discussion. They've said, no, penalty will be where the offence occurred, not at halfway. So Sam Hopkinson, this will make it a little bit tougher with 20 seconds left on the clock to see whether they can convert, but they do have the 1-goal buffer at the moment, and it is a lovely shot. That's what had to happen. Kit Brooks free. Canada a little bit too loose on the man there. Kit Brooks now, he's over halfway. Can he take it himself? He's going to have a big neck shot or a tail shot here to get that anywhere near the goal mouth. We've got 6 seconds left, and it's gone out over the boards, and that'll be the end of the chukker. And at the end of the first chukker, it's 2-1 in favour of New Zealand. The score almost expected, but Canadians playing very well, playing good polo, a lot better than we anticipated. So they're still within striking range. We'll be back shortly. We're back. Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014 from Tianjin in China. About 2 hours drive from Beijing, or 45 minutes on the bullet train, is the magnificent city here of Tianjin. And the players are now taking the field for the second chukker. It's New Zealand with the nose in front, 2-1. And the ball's gone in, 6 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Brandon Phillips for Canada. Lovely back shot, looking for the boards, gets across to Stenzel. Stenzel in a big ride-off now. It's Hoppy, Sam Hopkinson now with a neck shot, but just can't convert now. Tom Hunt is free. You can't leave him free. Here he goes, Sam Hopkinson now. Had a near side there. Will it be backed out of the goal mouth? It was by Brandon Phillips. What a fantastic save by Phillips. Now, little back shot by Hopkinson again, trying to look for Tom Hunt. Tom Hunt appealing for the foul. Doesn't get it, but there's plenty of Kiwis there, and it looks like it'll be Tom Hunt running the ball in. And it's now 3-1. 2 goals the difference. And you go back here. So Tom Hunt appealing for a foul. The Canadian left the ball behind, and then Tom just ran the ball in. As I said, he was the man to watch when we did the player introductions, and it's Tom Hunt with 3 unanswered goals at the moment. So, Tom Hunt. Now, Stenzel ridden out of it by Hopkinson, who then keeps the ball but can't do much with it. Now, big back shot by Kit Brooks. Todd Offen for Canada. Gets a big hit, but it goes off the pony's leg and it's out over the board. So there'll be a throw in on the far side of the field, but we're well inside the attacking half of Canada, and Canada really need to score next if they want to stay in this game. Ball goes through. Here we go, Todd Offen. He's going to have to do a big neck shot straight towards the goal mouth. It's not where he wanted it to go. Will it sit up or will it roll out? Kiwi players just letting it go out over the back line, and it does. So Hopkinson for New Zealand lets that ball just roll over the back line. They'll get the set play from there. They'll set the troops, put them where they want them to go. One should go right, one will go left, I'd presume, and then Sam Hopkinson will look for a space and hit it to them. Now, Hopkinson, the captain, 6 goals. Brings it around, takes it left, then he goes right. Now he's back left again. Now he'll go right, just weaving around behind, knowing that Stenzel can't play at the ball there. Stenzel just shadowing him, has to give him some space. Now, lovely shot by Hopkinson up to Tom Hunt. Can't get it, comes off the leg of the pony. Stenzel leaves it behind now. Here he is. Brandon Phillips can't do much, but now Tom Hunt again gets a bad bounce. Kit Brooks is going to have to back it, but he's been told to leave it by Hunt. Stenzel stays out of it, puts his stick in the air, says, I'm not trying to play at the ball, sir. And then he goes with Hunt, while it's Hopkinson who keeps the ball. Hopkinson for New Zealand. It's all New Zealand at the moment, and they're on the attack again. Lovely back shot by Stenzel, the #1 for Canada, and it's back to Tom Hunt, and in hot pursuit is Brandon Phillips. Lovely little tail shot there. Straight onto it is Kit Brooks, but he's got to get past the big ride-off of Offen. Todd Offen for Canada puts a big hit on it. Whistle has gone. And I'm thinking it may be against the Kiwis so that was right, that was fine. And then the man there, the #1 for Canada, came straight up the line. And I think you'll find it'll be a penalty to Canada. Against Kit Brooks, I think. So score definitely not representative of the efforts that are going out there at the moment. The Canadians are throwing everything they've got at the New Zealanders, but the class of Tom Hunt has been the difference at the moment now. Lovely little back shot there. Who's got it? Sam Hopkinson now out to the right. Hopkinson, but he's been hot pursuit is Stenzel. Can't get enough on it, so Hopkinson keeps the ball. Now, around comes Phillips for Canada. Tom Hunt cleans it up. Tom Hunt now brings it up the boards, but he's being hooked out of it by Stenzel, the 3-goaler. Tom Hunt having an absolute blinder here today, and it's Tom Hunt again with the ball. Great team polo by New Zealand. Now the ball's still there. Sam Hopkinson trying to get to it, can't. Phillips turning, lucky to get away with it. Turns it now, off and goes and tries to shadow Kid Brooks. They try and get around Sam Hopkinson. Now lovely little shot through to Offen, but the play didn't come off because it hit the pony of Hopkinson. Now Offen's there waiting for it, calling for it. Stenzel on his own. Can Stenzel run it through? Probably needs to have a shot now because he's going to get ridden out of it by Tom Hunt. And the ball looks like it's going to go for Canada, and it does. Unlucky for New Zealand, but a great little play there by Stenzel, the substitute, filling in for Marcelo Abbiati, and Canada hit back. And we've got ourselves a 1-goal ball game. Have a look at the play here. The 3-goaler up against the 5-goaler. Rides him out of it, and the ball goes over. So great play for Canada, and it's now Canada on the attack again. Look here, great goal for Canada. Now you'll find play over on the boards. Turning up to it first is going to be Kid Brooks for New Zealand, but he doesn't do much with it, so it's been left behind now for Offen, who has to get out of there and leave the line. Does so. Looks like Sam Hopkinson couldn't do much with it either. So the number 2, Brandon Phillips for Canada, turns it, unloads the big ball, looking for Todd Offen. Can Canada put another one through here now? Oh, unlucky, but a great clean-up there by New Zealand. First one onto it is Stenzel, the number 1, Stenzel, bringing the ball around. Kid Brooks' pony just pops up into the air. Now who's there? Brandon Phillips for Canada. Brandon Phillips can't do much with it, and New Zealand get the lucky bounce. It comes out Offen, looking over his shoulder, seeing who he should be hitting it to, but it comes off the pony's legs of Kid Brooks, and it bounces down the boards into the left-hand corner. Now, bell goes, 30 seconds left on the clock. Canada want to try and go into the chucker break, all tied up if they can, and they get the whistle. Against the Canadians, I think you'll find Brandon Phillips, the number 2, was spinning around on the line. He had to get out of there and allow those people to play that ball. So here he goes. So he goes in, can't get it, he misses it, okay? So then the other player that came in, Kit Brooks, for the number 1 for New Zealand, couldn't get to play at that ball because the number 2 for Canada was spinning around on top of the ball. So 24 seconds left on the clock. There is a little bit of time there. If luck goes with the Kiwis, they may be able to score this one from here. They probably won't try and hit it from here. They'll run it, get it over halfway, and then have one shot. They've got time probably to do that, to get it up over halfway. It just depends on how strong the defence is of the Canadians. So the Canadians will have to man up very hard here. Stenzel's going to have to go to the hitter. Look, and again, an error on behalf of the Kiwis has helped the Canadians, but it's not going to do the job here now. Now, there's a very lucky bounce for Sam Hopkinson now. Lovely neck shot, and it's gone out over the boards to the right, over the back line, I should say, to the right. So Sam Hopkinson unlucky, got a very good bounce off the boards and thought he could capitalise on that, but it wasn't to be. And Canada breathing a sigh of relief there. They only 1 goal scored that chucker, and it is 3 goals to 2 in favour of the Kiwis. And Canada still in it. So we've seen bigger differences neutralised in the final chucker, but we're going to go to a break. Some great vision there out on the field, and there's some even more vision there. The family enjoying their lunch as they watch the polo. And what a great event we've got here, the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. Great family day out for the locals here, but the action is fast and furious out on the field here this afternoon, and it's now Canada on the attack. Lovely little play there by Offen for Canada, the number 3, as he hits it across to Brandon Phillips. Can't do much with it. He's just going to try and take Tom Hunt out of the play there, and he's left it behind. And it's going to be now Sam Hopkinson. Good shot, but unfortunately hit a horse. And now Canada will capitalise on it from here. Canada equalise, and it's now 3 goals apiece in the first 30 seconds of this final chuck. Have a look at this here. So we've got Phillips just running it in. Cool as a cucumber. Very, very relaxed. Oh, sorry. It was Robert Stenzel, the replacement, the number 1. Running that goal in. So a great goal there for Stenzel. And now back shot there by Stenzel again, having a very good chucker. But then as I say that, I've put the kibosh on him, and he's fouled as he was going back in defence. And now it'll be the Kiwis looking to put some points on the board now and score from here. So we see here Sam Hopkinson just couldn't play at that one because Stenzel was in the way. You could see he was riding like anything to get out of the way. He had his head down, he was going, but it was a foul. And now New Zealand on the halfway line will try and push their advantage into the attacking zone and try and pop this one through the goals. So Sam Hopkinson hits a big ball. He's trying to put it in himself. Kit Brooks was then galloping hard to try and keep that one in, couldn't do so. And unfortunately for New Zealand, it's gone wide. And now it'll give the Canadians an opportunity. Look at the size of this hit. Goes bang, looks straight, and then at the last minute, just the bounce and curves, and Kit Brooks couldn't keep it in. So the Canadians will have an opportunity to make a set play here. And there's a big melee up on the boards, and it looks like it will be Canada to come up with it now. So Phillips now hitting the ball near side up the boards, up to Todd off, and the number 3 not in position, but was happy to take the ball anyway, but in doing so he's popped it out over the boards. And with 4 minutes left on the clock, we've got ourselves a tied ball game, 3 apiece, and the pressure is on for Canada. They've coming off a loss. The Kiwis already have a win up their sleeve, and it's now Phillips taking it near side, pulling the whip, but he can't get past Sam Hopkinson. Oh, bad bounce for New Zealand, good bounce for Canada. Often trying to get something onto it, but it's going to be Sam Hopkinson who gets the line first, leaves it there for Tom Hunt. Tom Hunt now has got a little bit of work to do to get past Brandon Phillips now for Canada. Claims the line, put his stick in the air, trying to show the umpires that he has the line now. Slight sandwich there, and in attack, the youth and enthusiasm of Robert Stenzel has created a foul. So you can see here, Tom Hunt has the line, has the ball, and just as he gets pushed there by Phillips, Stenzel comes in and rides him off as well and creates a foul. So that's what we call in the game a sandwich, and Tom Hunt was sandwiched. So it'll be New Zealand. Now, in normal circumstances, you'd say they're a 99% chance of getting this. But once the pressure is on, in this situation, you just never know. So it'll be Captain Hopkinson taking it for New Zealand, hits it cleanly. And as I said, he puts his head down in disgust. He has missed it. Have a look. Not entirely straight there. I think he's come into that a little bit too relaxed, and basically the pony wasn't straight and he's made a meal of it. So it'll be Canada breathing a sigh of relief, and it's 3-3, no goal. Whistle's gone again. So we're going to have a foul here for a hook on the way up. I think he got hooked out of it on going for his backswing. So when you go to back the ball, as you bring the mallet up, you cannot be hooked on the way up. You can only be hooked as the mallet comes down. Now, here we go. Often clearing shot required. Doesn't get it. Kit Brooks just keeps it, has to get past doesn't get. Great play there by Stenzel to keep that one out. And now it's Canada, who that ball was probably 6 inches from the goal mouth, and it's now Canada on the attack. They've saved a certain goal, kept it at 3-all, and now it's Canada on the attack. So great play there by Canada. But going back now is Tom Hunt, and there's no one on him. Tom Hunt very dangerous from this position now. Tom Hunt win the clear. Can he keep it alive? Can he tap it through? He does. He does. Tom Hunt, cousin of the great John Paul Clarkin, who created one of the all-time greatest snow polo goals. And look at this. You give Tom Hunt a little bit of space, he is lethal and puts it through for New Zealand. 4 goals to 3, the Kiwis. Canada with some work to do. Big write-off there by Stenzel, but not big enough. And Sam Hopkinson comes up with the ball. Often's going to try and shoot through up the boards with it, and does so. Often for Canada. Now he needs to get this one through from here, because they're 1 goal down and there's not a lot of time left on the clock. Now, back shot, Stenzel. Oh, whistle's gone for Canada. That was a big foul against the Canadians, and so Canada with an opportunity to score here. Have a look at this. Tom Hunt, the man of the moment, just couldn't believe his luck. He saw that ball coming. He didn't think anyone was coming up the line, but Todd Offen for Canada was coming up the line, and as such, Canada will get a penalty on the spot, because Offen was riding away from his goal mouth when he got the penalty. He wasn't running 2 goals, so as such, there'll be no advantage. It'll be just a penalty on the spot where the infraction occurred. And often for Canada, the captain, number 3, will take it. There's Sam Hopkinson watching it eagerly. And play. We're waiting to see. It is. It's a goal. Let's have a look at the replay. The goal judge's flag was going. I was watching the umpire. Looks pretty good from there. Goal judge was right on it. Let's watch it again. Look, he's even read the curve beautifully, and it's Canada. Here they go, the Canadians now. Offen again. Can he get past? Gets a lucky bounce. Appeals for the foul, but doesn't get it. Kid Brooks been a little bit quiet these last 2 chuckers. Now it's been backed across the field. Tom Hunt is onto it, and so is Offen. Tom Hunt trying to get a little bit of a buffer here. We might be going with the Kiwis into another penalty shootout. 1 minute left on the clock. It's Todd Offen. Doesn't want the ball to go out. Hits it cleanly, looking for his runners. Where's Stenzel? Gets a very unlucky bounce. It goes over the head of Stenzel, who was riding onto that line very hard. Now straight through, Brandon Phillips appeals for the foul. And Canada get the foul. Whoa. Big turnaround here for the underdogs. A 13-goal team up against the 16-goal team, and it's all tied up. Umpires saying that Brandon Phillips had the line and New Zealand had to leave that one. We've got 42 seconds on the clock. Can Canada convert? Or will we go into a penalty shootout like we did last time the New Zealanders played here on the snow? Oh, lovely shot by Tom Hunt. He is all class, Tom Hunt. Now, Stenzel, 3 goals. Gets the shot. Probably needed a bit more distance on it now, so it's Kid Brooks. Great approach shot here. This is it. Will Canada be able to keep this one out? They do keep it out for now. How long will they get? Now, who's there? Brandon Phillips and the Kiwis now get a good bounce off the umpire pony. It's Hopkinson looking for a deflection. Gets it off Kid Brooks' pony. Kid Brooks takes it forward now. Kid Brooks for New Zealand. Will he run it in? Will he have time? He's got 4 seconds. He doesn't know that he's running out of time. The hooter's going to go. And it's another tied game at the end of the 3rd chukker for the New Zealanders. I would not have even thought that this was possible to have 2 penalty shootouts with the one team in this tournament, but it is. We are now going to a penalty shootout. Well, at least there's, I suppose if you want to look at the upside of it for the Kiwis is they've had a bit of practice at this. In their first game, they won their first qualifying game, or their preliminary game with a penalty shootout, much to the disgust of the United States, who were the losers on that. But here we go, penalty shootout number 2. And the Kiwis are probably saying to themselves, what do we have to do to win one off the stick here? We've got a 16-goal team out there up against a 13-goal team, but the tenacity of the Canadians coming through out there, the experience of Offen and Brandon Phillips with the youth and the enthusiasm of the number 1, Robert Stenzel, only 3 goals, filling in for Marcelo Abbiati, the 5-goaler. He had a great game and really contributed very well to the team, and it was a testament to his effort. So the umpires will now set up for a penalty shootout. And the rules here are fairly simple. You get to, each player gets one hit at the ball in the first round. And then if they're all tied up after that, you'll go into sudden death. So it'll be the first one player from each team will take a shot until one makes a mistake, and then it's sudden death. So if the Kiwis score 3 of their penalty shots and the Canadians only score 2, it'll be the Kiwis to win, or vice versa. So Sam Hopkinson will be out on the buckskin pony. Look, there's some of the crowd. They're getting into the spirit. Big day out for the Chinese here today. No expense spared down in the marquee. Amazing food. The kids have the snow mountain for sliding down with their it's like a big inner tube with some handles on it, and they get up the top there and have an amazing time. So the Canadian flag waving very proudly at the moment. He's going down to give them a hand. And every little bit of encouragement will be gladly accepted, I'm sure, at the moment, because the pressure is on. If it wasn't so cold, the locals here would be chewing their fingernails with nervousness and anticipation. Look at them all, the Kiwis practicing their swing, their follow-through, knowing that they've got the 1 win already, but if they can just get this win today, their place in the quarterfinals will be assured. Look at this. Straight onto that is Stenzel, the 3-goaler, just putting it under pressure. And looks like it's wide, the first one of Hopkinson's. We'll have a look, see if we get a replay on that. So the first shot of the penalty shootout went to Sam Hopkinson of New Zealand, and we think he has missed that one. So this one will be hit now by Canada, and it's through. So Robert Stenzel, the 1-goaler for number one, I should say, for Canada, putting that one through. And he's the replacement, so imagine the pressure he was feeling. So Tom Hunt, probably the best for the Kiwis so far. And he's put it wide too. The Kiwis not hitting well at all. So, can the Canadians get their first win here? Oh, look at him looking at his mallet thinking, is there a hole in this mallet? Is there something wrong with this mallet? I shouldn't have missed that. But that's what happens in penalty shootouts when the pressure's on. So, Phillips for Canada. Not putting too much on it, but he's missed it as well. So, these guys they're not amateurs, they're 5-goal professionals, and they're missing them from 30 out. It just shows you how difficult this is. So, Canada still have 2 goals to nil. So, Kid Brooks. Oh, sorry. They've only got the 1. Kid Brooks puts it through. So they've got 1 each. So we're going to go again now. Sudden death. Umpire's just blowing the whistle, checking something. Yeah, Berry. I think they're checking something. I'm not sure what they're checking. The order will change now. Sam Hopkinson took the first one before, but now it'll be Canada. Brandon Todd Offen, I should say, taking this one. Hits that cleanly. So, Canada have taken the victory. 2 goals to 1 in a penalty shootout. And Canada have the victory. So now we have Canada and New Zealand with 1 win each on this side of the draw. And a great result for the underdogs. Canada. There's Todd Offen riding off with Kiwis, not as talkative. Thanking the umpires. What an amazing game, what an amazing turnaround. The Kiwis doing it well all the way through the game. And the Canadians just in the penalty shootout converting. And great game for Stenzel. Great result for Canada. And we'll go to the break now and come back with some highlights.